Welcome to our open tutorial on feminist teaching strategies in academic and adult education settings. We are teachers, we are feminists, we are movers, we are shakers. And today we shake up a Bloody Mary for you, in which we put 7 ingredients of feminist teaching didactics. Why a cocktail? The asterisk with the cock stands for all cocks. Those grown out of flesh and blood, those of plastic, those of silicone, those made of old socks. It signifies the relative independence of gender from sex assigned at birth, as well as the fluidity of genders and sexualities over the life course, as a basic assumption of our work here. Why tail? Because, first, feminist methodology teaches us that there is no objectivity. There are always situated knowledges, situated stories, situated tales. And second, teaching is about bringing in stories. Feminist teaching is about bringing in stories of inequality, stories about empowerment, stories from the margins. And ultimately, the cock is a tail. Why Gaga Feminist? Because we are inspired by the work of Jack Halberstam, who laid out the concept of Gaga Feminism, and we try to apply and further develop it for feminist teaching environments. What is Gaga Feminism supposed to be? Halberstam takes Lady Gaga as the most recent marker of the withering away of social models of desire, gender and sexuality as a channel for potent new forms of relation, intimacy, technology, embodiment. Gaga Feminism recognizes multiple genders and should contribute to the collapse of the binary gender system altogether. It also borrows promiscuously, steals from everywhere, and inhabits the ground of stereotype and cliché all at the same time. It's a form of political expression that masquerades as naive nonsense, like this video, but actually participates in a big and meaningful forms of critique.
So what are we mixing into our Gaga Feminist didactics cocktail?
First, tomato juice. Try a what-if approach. Gaga is a form of feminism that lives between the what and the if. In a classroom, for example, ask, what if we gendered people according to their behavior rather than their bodies? What if we acknowledge that sexuality may shift over the life course? What if boys wear skirts? Or the 1978 question of Gloria Steinem, what if men could menstruate? Asking what-if questions makes visible structural inequalities between genders and may also challenge hierarchies in the classroom, which is a basic tenet of feminist teaching. Because what if we turned around, at least share the power with our students in a classroom and make them our teachers through project-oriented learning? What if we break spatial hierarchies in classrooms by throwing out chairs or with sociometric exercises? 2. Ice. Apply a how weird is that lens. Heterosexuality gets very little attention in college classrooms. The heteronormative assumption is that we all know how heterosexuality works. It is the invisible norm on which we examine the freaks at the fringes. Also because freaks have a little an exotic touch, like our dog. Let's thus switch from a be tolerant to the freaks approach to a how weird are the normies approach. The focus is on the strangeness of heterosexuality and on normative masculinity and femininity in any given society. Feminist teaching always has an emancipatory approach. This implies we emancipate from a socially constructed and limiting normality and the unhealthy implications of heteronormativity for all genders. And yes, we try to make the world a better place for all sentient beings. 3. Lemon. Operate from the life worlds of the students. Gaga critically acknowledges cyborg possibilities in a haraway tradition. It's about shifting and morphing and keeping up with multimedia environments. And if you don't go gaga soon, you may wake up and realize you have missed the future and become the past. We thus advocate a tech-positive feminist teaching and are willing to try out new stuff and also fail. We learn, yes, from our students, nothing better than my favorite apps show and tell at the beginning of a semester. That also includes making our teaching freely accessible, for example on the web, like this video with its transcript right now. Lady Gaga is a white pop icon and maybe not the best signifier for life faults of students. Students are diverse. Let's not try to use only white, young, middle-class pop culture and queer our syllabi with readings and media from all around the world, not only the global north. 4. Cayenne. Honor principles and further develop Gaga feminism. Halberstam lays out a few principles or rules for Gaga. Further developing those might be a fun student assignment. Here they are. A. Let go of basic assumptions of bodies, people and desire. For teachers, this also means let go of assumptions about your students. B. Look at the margins. Don't watch the ball, watch the crowd. C. Think counterintuitively, act accordingly. D. Practice creative non-believing. Gaga feminism is a dedicated anti-Christian doctrine. How can we allow for a queer embrace of spirituality while rejecting fundamentalism in every faith group? 5. Salt. Learn in unusual places. Halberstam states that the art of going gaga is a politics of free-falling, wild thinking and imaginative reinvention, best exemplified by children under the age of 8, women over the age of 45, and the vast armies of the marginalized, the abandoned and the unproductive. That means for us, as facilitators of learning, to learn in non-normative places, but also to allow students to explore the margins and the unusual in order to better understand the social world around them. So what if we go out and participate in a protest instead of projecting the 67th PowerPoint to them? Also, let's bring in unusual places into our classrooms. Connect to social practice and get the social world into the college through speakers, activists, creating also spaces for people who are not usually seen in colleges, and make our classrooms also accessible to them and their stories. Learning for us also means transgress textbooks. Expand learning materials to artifacts, art, social movements, activism, multimedia. Here it is again, tech-positive feminism. 6. Chili sauce. Evaluate in creative ways. In a Gaga feminist classroom, we may emphasize critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, emancipatory focus, in addition to academic rigor. That challenges us to develop new evaluation instruments, maybe together with our students. 7. Straw. Question yourself / self-reflexivity. Here comes the straw and it means suck it up. This is not the final answer. Keep questioning yourself and your teaching. It is also the straw you grab for survival as a feminist tool, the feminist tool in philosophy of science, self-reflexivity and questions. To speak with Sarah Ahmed, to live a feminist life is to make everything into something that is questionable. So please, question yourself, question your teaching, and question us. React to us, critique us, supplement us. Show us your personal mix of a bloody hairy. Mesh up our video, make your own. Comment below, and let's continue this bloody hairy conversation. Bye-bye.
He saved the baby chicken from drowning in the lake. The others thought she would steal it. They ran her out of town, and she went mad.
It's guarded and by the cat.
He's the widow of Churchill Avenue. He's the widow of the street. No, that is making down. She always walks to the cat and every less gives him a wink.
Also das Leideln ist ultimativ super.
Grüß Gott,